Hi guys, it's Todd from Table Ready Painting. We're going to do a little bit of painting tonight. I have what I think is going to be probably the last episode, paint episode of my big project. So I do have some stuff that I'm going to work on, and I figured I'll just going to show off what I have right now and what we're looking at. Some of the colors came out really good. I've had a little bit of trouble with a couple things, so let's just say trying to get the star pattern on that I want to do took a little bit of trial and error, but we finally got that going. Everything does look really good. So we're going to work on that a little bit, and we're going to chat about a couple things if people come on. So let's just start off. I did some basic coloring. I did finally get all the struts on there, so they're all ready to go, and they look really, really good on there. But it changes the whole tone of the model with just those extra struts on there. And of course, I did get them all on all the way across the board. Let me make a little room here, so I wasn't thinking ahead. That is kind of the story of my life, though. I do still have to finish the lava base. So, yes, there's swirling patterns down there. I am going to cover a good portion of that up. I just wanted a base color to work with. But that's going to be done pretty soon. When it comes to the other foot, the other leg, that's the side that we have now. And of course, we got all those struts on the foot there, and all the ones around the hips, stuff like that. All those are on there, trying to get the light and the camera to focus at the same time. And you can get a good glimpse of that nice midnight blue. I'm probably going to say the star pattern's not, maybe a little bit coming through there. So, real nice, beautiful midnight blue. It took a lot of training and a lot of trial and error to get just the right color so that it looked exactly the way we envisioned, but it does look pretty good. I'm very happy with it. I had a lot of help with it, so we're going to set that aside as well. We are working through some of the bits. And again, the one cannon, the turbo laser destructor, I have to do just a little bit of the trim work on there and then clean up, and then that'll get the wash as well. So that's all looking in good shape. I'm not sure if you can catch all the colors on there just because of this capture. I either get too far into the light or too far, or I don't get the camera to focus. So the Vulcan Mega Bolter, it's got that nice crisp Death Guard colors there. One with the green and the bronze, just to kind of throw that off. And that's in really nice shape. Now, of course, the things that you want to see. So I have to do some minor fixes to this guy here. And I know this is not going to show up as well as I like it to. But I had some glazes that I wanted to put on it to try to bring out that star pattern on the main body. Now, neither one of them are the color that they claimed. And again, let's see if I can get that. You can see that's one color, the other half. Let's just roll it over. See if I can get the right color there in the paint. So the one side that's supposed to be blue with a purple hue turned out to be green-ish. The other side, which is a gold brown, turned out to be a little more green than I wanted. So, but that might be, I'm wondering if that's just because the blue that it went over, So we're going to fix that. So this is more the blue that we're working with. I can get my light. Oh, I forgot to set up the other light. No wonder I'm not getting any backlight. Okay, so that's the blue that we're working with. Again, let's see if I can bring the light over just a little bit. Change it just a little bit. So right there. And that's just a nice, gorgeous color. Again, I have to do a little fix up on the trim because I was more worried about getting the base color right, but really we're in really good place right now. And what I'll show you is the actual main body of the Titan right here. Everything looks really good here. The colors I think came out really, really great. And you can see some of the internals. And again, I'm trying to get it to focus to the light. It's got really nice details on the inside. I'm going to do a little bit of weather patching on this outside because I think the black's just a little plain, even though most of it you can't see. And I'll show you here in a second after I show you the top. And I think that came out a nice, gorgeous blue. You can see some of the sparkle in there from those stars, from that starry pattern. I think it looks fantastic. And again, once you put the lid on here, a lot of this underside kind of disappears under the frame. So there is some showing in here that I want to do some weathering on. And then of course there's some in the back here that's going to need a little bit of touch up just to bring it out just a little bit. So that's all looking good. This piece hasn't really changed. I showed this off last time. It's just been kind of backordered. I'm going to wash that out tonight. Backlogged. The crew inside the head, I think they came out really good. I'm going to leave this guy loose, only because there is technically 2 positions for this guy. And if he wants, he can glue them in place. That's fine. But I did glue the 2 drivers in there. Come on. Oh, you were focusing so good there for a while. There you go. No, I had it for a second. So that's good. We got that all intact. There's the head covering. Just now, again, that midnight blue color on the top. You'll be able to see that sparkles in the stars in real life. They kind of lose a little something in the camera, I think. But then again, maybe it's just me looking at the camera through the computer. So there's a couple small detail pieces I got to put in. And we're going to get those glued in relatively soon. I did the domes for the top. Let me see if I can get those. And these are just pretty basic. Kind of look like coins at this point. But I wanted them to be pretty basic and a nice color. If you can tell, yeah, it's kind of hard. I can't get just right. There we go. See, it's a nice gunmetal silver color. Actually, I think it's plate mail, is what it's called. and then a nice golden eagle, and then the T for there's a small T in the middle of that golden eagle, and that's red in color. It is nice and thin, so it's a nice little accent piece. So there's a pair of them. So right there's a nice pair of them. So that's one for each shoulder. They're going to go up here and up here. Like so. So that's all in good shape. I don't know quite sure how I'm going to be attaching it, whether I'm going to be gluing it permanent. That's one of the conversations I need to have before I get this shipped out. And then one of the other things that I really need to figure out is if we're going to, if I'm going to be gluing all the weapons in place, or if he wants to have them set up so that they're mobile or removable or whatever, and if I'm going to be doing that or he's going to be doing that. So while I was playing around with stuff, I did come up with this, and that's the nice Slanesh corn color leg armor guard. I am going to be putting a magnet on this side as well as on that side, on the leg part. So this way they will be interchangeable from side to side. So he'll have 4 different leg parts that he can put on, or he can just glue them in place if there's 2 that he likes more than all the others, since he gave me 4. And of course, the only thing that is really left after washing it and dry brushing it are the hoses. And we're going to have that conversation soon too. So they're just bundles of wires, bundle of hoses. There's obviously ones that go from the bottom of the headpiece, and then they go to, take that off, right below, right here, as you can see. But they are resin, so once they're in place, they're going to be permanent. And the other ones go from the undersides here and then go to the weapons. But again, I don't want to glue those in place or form them in place if he wants to keep them mobile and usable. So we're going to have that discussion yet and then go from there. So tonight, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do some washing. We're going to wash out some of these things, make it a little dirty, make it look a little worn in. And then depending on how much time, we might do a little dry brushing just to add some extra detail on here and kind of see where it goes. Pardon me. So let's put all my extra pieces away, and then we can glue. Yeah, there is still that empty compartment underneath. And I've kind of inquired because I have the plate for underneath here. It's in the box of goodies. Now, my question is, or could be, or maybe should be, let's see if I could show it off. And if anybody knows the answer to this, I would appreciate it. But if you look really close under here, in the 4 corners, there are holes. Okay. And if you put this piece in underneath, I'm assuming it's designed so that you can open and close that piece, because it sits underneath here, right in front of these steps here, and we'll drop down. It's like for the crew to get in and out, I'm assuming. The question is, I'm not exactly sure how or what is supposed to go in those little nubs. I do have some stuff in here, some struts and stuff. Struts and stuff. It sounds like a good song. But even if I put these struts into those holes, they don't really go to anywhere. Yeah, it's the access lift for the crew, but I don't know what actually attaches the access lift to the vehicle. It's good to see you, Jeff. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be pretty cool looking, so it drops out and then you can have it hang down if you want that kind of access for it. I'm not exactly sure how it's supposed to attach or where it's supposed to attach. So there are so these little communication boards go on the side, and they do, if you have them in there, sit right on top of that thing. So there's not really a lot of room to move once those are in there. Let's see if I can show you. So if you look in, I wish I had another light here. Let me see if I can wiggle this down. If you see the access panel, yeah, it's hard to see. So let's pull it out. I'll show you. So if you pull this out, and these little access panels, when they sit in there and everything's together, now there is little holes in here, so I'm assuming you could set it so that it's permanently down, so it would hang over like this. Yeah, and even the directions I got is really, really unclear. So I think I might just end up gluing it closed. See, because it's going to be, these get glued inside the model. But I'm glad they weren't, because they were easier to paint when they were out. And they kind of go over those holes like so. I know my fingers are in the way, but I have chunky fingers. Like so. Or spin them around here. Doesn't help, my fingers are still in the way. So there's the top, and these actually fit right over top of those holes. Now I do have some struts, but I would think that the struts should be round on top and bottom, and that would only show it in a lowered form. So there's a bunch of these little guys. Focus. Doesn't help that I keep shaking. Yeah, so there's these little guys. They do have rounded bottoms, which would probably fit nicely into those holes. But the tops are like almost like fists, not like pegs. So I've been trying to find some examples online. I'm not really finding it. So, but I do have these pieces. In fact, there's a lot of these pieces. There's 4, 8, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 of them total. I don't know where any of them go. I'm guessing some of them might be for like a pinto mount from the arm joints. Like once you do final assembly. But I don't know. We're going to keep moving forward with the rest of it. Like I said, this is probably going to be the last paint night with this thing. I do have the interior part. I figured out how to get that in and out. And that actually looks really good, but we're going to wash this out before I do that. Same with these. I'm going to wash these out before I actually glue them to the model. And then we're going to go from there because I think everything else is in really solid shape. I have to do a little touch up here just from setting it in stuff. It's just a little, like even the primer is just chipped a little bit. So we're going to fix that. But like I said, I'm going to do a little weathering in here. I'm going to keep it this black color, but I'm going to weather it this way. It'll give that almost darker dimension to it, I think. And I think it'll look really good. So it is a really nice color. I wish my camera would just focus on it just a little bit better. Just enough to get the shimmer out of it. It's like either I get the light or I get the focus. Ooh, that's not too bad. So that's what it's going to look like. So, yeah, so we're finishing this up. And I'm going to work on some washing tonight. What do we got here? I'm sorry, my son left a bunch of stuff laying around here tonight, so we're just going to work around so I don't have to mess up the whole thing. So I'm going to use just a little bit of dark tone to kind of get into some of these crevices in the machinery, which is the part that I really want to hit up. I want to make the machinery look like it's worn. So what's everybody doing? Anybody ready for what's coming next? 11th edition. I saw there was a preview, some of the rules, some of the models, stuff like that. I've not watched it yet. I've been pretty busy. But that's okay. It just hasn't been the highest priority on my list right now. But I have been checking out some of the short videos they have. I do like, I don't know if you have Warhammer Plus. I do notice on Instagram they're doing like this week in Warhammer Plus. Again, I haven't really watched a lot of it. There's been Star Wars Darth Maul on Maul Shadow Lord. I watched a little bit of that. Haven't gotten as far as I want in that either, but again, not a big deal. I have some Star Wars projects coming up in the next couple weeks. And for anybody that's watching this after tonight, May the 4th is coming up, so May the 4th be with you. If you observe the holiday. And if you don't, well then just ignore that. And for the Emperor. Oh, okay. Tomorrow night's the reveal show. I knew it was coming up. I saw something about it, but I didn't really see what precisely they were going to have on there. But I saw the whatever, the hype up, the hype train for it. I just didn't see the actual. I thought it was going to be earlier. I thought they had a thing about some of the stuff that was in it. So that's cool. Again, like I'm going to try to keep up on some of that stuff once I'm done with this project. I'm going to try and keep up on everything else that's going on because that's going to be my new. Once I get past Mando and Grogu coming out in just a couple weeks. Yeah, sometimes my life's that slow. Oh, did you? Which one did you get? Which free mini did you get? I still have to order mine. I'm so terrible at that. I missed the last one because I just never bothered to order it. Obviously, I'm gonna try and get the. I'm gonna get the Eldari miniature. You got the Inquisitor? Nice. Wait, wasn't the Inquisitor last year? Hmm. I don't know. I thought the Inquisitor was last year. Because I thought I missed it. I wanted the Inquisitor. But I never ordered anything. Oh, okay. I don't know. I went to order mine and it said I wasn't available. It wasn't available anymore. Because but I had it last year. So maybe my year time. I'll check it out. Maybe it became available again. But I know when I went to, I was going to order both of them, the one from this year and the one from last year. And it said that the Inquisitor was no longer available. But we'll see. I'll give it a shot. I would love to get it. The model is cool as heck. Since I have an agent's army, it would kind of work out. Or at least part of one. It'd be like my support staff for my knights. Because I bought the battle box with the sisters in it a while ago. I still haven't painted it. I built them all. I still haven't painted them. They're on my pile. Too many projects. I still have knights to paint. They're all assembled and ready to go. Well, that's something I could do then. When I get this done and built up, what I can do is put this next to my knight and take a couple pictures with it. I do have to apologize because my intentions were to take pictures on every step of this journey, and pictures are not my forte, unfortunately. I really wish it was. I'm always so far in the moment when I get the moment that I just forget to take pictures. But I will. I gotta put that when I get this thing together and set up. I'll put it next to my knight, and then you could definitely see the size comparison for anybody who doesn't know, of course. What it looks like. I can show off my knight a little bit. I have a Knight Crusader. Nothing to it. Well, yeah, I think it's a Crusader. I have the arms magnetized, so I can do a Paladin. I can do a Crusader. There's one other that I can do, and I can't think. I have the rapid fire battle cannon glued in. And then the other weapon, I have all three options: the fist, the chainsword, and the I want to say Vulcan Mega Blaster, but that's the wrong one. That's that one. The other the Gatling cannon weapon. I don't know why the name's eluding me at the moment. So Yeah, I know it's a paladin. Paladin's the one with the chain sword. Crusader's the one with the gun. I don't know what the one with the fist is. The battle cannon and the fist. I'm sure I could look it up. But that's not why we're here. We're not here for me to look up stuff on my phone. I'll do that later. I'll put it in the show notes later. So we're just trying to work some of the details out of this. Just doing a little wash. Make it a little dirty. Make it look like it's seen some battles. All right. Again, I'm going to say it. If you've watched me paint with this before, the amount of detail that's in these things, the level of detail is kind of amazing. The only one thing that I think, if it was my model, what's the paladin errant, battle cannon sword, or melta fist, like the good old epic knights. The other one is the crusader with the battle cannon, gatling cannon, and the missile pod. Yeah, so I know the paladin is the cannon and the sword. The errant is the melta with the fist. Now I have the rapid fire battle cannon as my main weapon. That one's glued into place because I don't know. I just wanted that one. And then the other arm has all 3 weapon options. So I just don't remember the one with, if there's even one with the rapid fire battle cannon and the fist. I do have another one. I think I'm setting them up as the errant style. So it's going to have the melta cannon, and then I'm going to magnetize the other arm. This way I have one of each. And then I will have, because I got the Valor Strike box, what I am going to do is put the missile launcher on the one that I currently have, because that'll look better. And then the anti-aircraft gun I'm going to put on the other one, the autocannon. This way they both get a big gun. Oh yeah, that's right. I have the new one set up so it could be the Perceptor or the Errant. Yeah, because I can glue the 2 different options together. So I could play it as Canis Rex. And I have a theme for my knights. Even though I've only painted one of them so far, I do have a theme for my knights. My knights are going to be from House Fett, because, you know, I'm a Star Wars fan. So the one that I did paint is in Boba Fett's colors. The next one that I paint, the next Crusader level one that I paint, is going to be in the Mandalorian's colors. So it's going to be that hyper chrome with the black gray under. Yeah, the Perceptor. With the hyper chrome outsides with the gray suit underneath, the gray undercover, stuff like that, trims. And then I want to paint the little dude that comes out of Canis Rex, the whatever his name is. I'm going to paint him up like Grogu, so he's going to have, you know, green face, and I think I'm just gonna make a stand-in second model so that I could have like a little Grogu as running around for when he pops out. I think that'd just be a little fun model to play around with. Um, so that'll be my stand-in for Sir Hector. That's it, Sir Hector. And I think that'll be a fun. That fits the theme of my knights. And then I am a Mandalorian merc, so I have my own Mandalorian armor. So I'm going to do. I have 4 armigers, so I'm going to do all 4 of them painted in colors for some of the people that are in my clan. One being me. So I'm going to be a armiger, or at least until I get a bigger knight that'll fit, and then I'll do my color scheme, which is red, so it's not outside of the weirdness of 40k. Or Clan Mandoa. That's what I should do, just Clan Mandoa. Or House Mandoa. So, yeah, that's my knights. I know that's not real exciting. That's my vision for my knights. I have another big project in the background. I actually shot a video for it right before I got this, and then kind of stalled it out. And of course, I want to get that all painted before 11th edition comes up, just so that we have all kinds of stuff to play with. Let's see. Jeff says, my knights all have Canis Rex tilt shields and painted them a few years back. House Stark lives on in 40k. That's awesome. That's a good choice. I like that. I like that a lot, in fact. To be honest with you, I never thought I'd get past the one night, so I just, when I got the box set, which I got the box set on a steal from a used store, so when I got the box, it was a heck of a deal. I couldn't actually. My son Logan pushed me into getting it because, in his words, how could I not for the deal that it was? And everything was there, so everything was in the Valor Strike launch box, Valor Strike Lance box. So, yeah, it was nice, easy. I mean, it still cost me $200, but I mean, that's practically the price of the night by itself. And then I got 2 sets of armors. So, like I said, everything was brand new. Literally, just the box was opened. I don't know what they intended to do with it, but it's mine now. Haha. So, they are all built. They are sitting in the box waiting to be primed. So, there's a lot of the details done in there. I want to switch to still flesh wash here. Actually, almost at a dark tone, so I do put something in those grates that kind of brings that up a little bit. wash out our drivers here a little bit. And they're kind of attached. I don't know that they actually have legs. From the looks of the guys, they look like they're just... Well, they certainly don't have hands. I mean, one arm goes directly into the gun. The other arm looks like it goes into some kind of controller. So there's not a lot of... I don't know if these guys can actually get out of here or not. I'd have to check the lore on that. I'm going to say these guys don't, though. To be honest with you, it looks like the only guy that gets in and out of this thing is the Princeps himself. The guy in the chair. I don't even know, maybe he doesn't get out of it. So I'm going to say, I don't know if anybody's watching this that cares, but I broke out a new bottle of Nolan oil because I like to do some of my mechanical bits in Nolan oil. And I was very disappointed in the coverage in it in this latest bottle. Now, has that changed across the board? Like, it really didn't hold. And yeah, they're hardwire servitors. I thought so. At least it looked that way. But yeah, the Nolan oil that I got in the last bottle was very, very thin. Like incredibly thin. Like I mean, I've been using Nolan oil for years, but I got this one and I was very disappointed about how it covered. Like, not at all. Like, it turned the shade just a little bit darker. Yeah, so yeah, those are the guys in the head. I wasn't sure if they could get out. They're definitely not hardwired in. But I knew the Princeps himself could get in and out. That's for sure. I feel like I need to read a book about Warhammer Titans. I'm sure there's one of them in the Horse Heresy or something. Or a dozen. Or just in the 40k lore. I'm sure there's a book about them. All right, let me see. I need a little more. Yeah, if anybody's bought Nolan oil lately, if they could tell me if theirs acted as strangely as mine did. Just super thin, like just not enough. Tech priest on foot. Oh, really? Yeah, Forge World used to sell the Princeps, the 2 pilots, and a tech priest on foot for the Warhound Titan. Now, this doesn't have a tech priest, at least not one in the vehicle, or at least not one that they gave me. But it does have an open chair. So there's an open chair piece with nobody in it. I didn't do a lot with that yet because I'm not sure where I'm going to go with it. Or indeed, if I'm going to go with it. I think it's one of those things. There's a location in the back of the crew compartment that looks like it's got all the worky bits for like the shields, like the void shields, and I think it might go there. I think I might just stick it in there for, well, not necessarily for transport, but so it's available. Because it is the exact same size as the guy in the seat. Warhammer never came with a tech priest, but the crew pack included it. Okay, well, that makes sense. Because obviously you want if you're going to have the crew out of it, you probably want to have the guy fixing it or something like that if you're going to do like a diorama or some such thing. Yeah. So, yeah, the guy in the chair is pretty cool. I like him a lot. Come on. Focus. All right, hold on. I got to put my other light up. Hold on 1 second. This is enough to annoy me. Bear with me just one moment. I'm still here with you. All right. Hopefully the whole thing doesn't look like one big light spot now. There we go. Let's see how this light works now. If I take that. Oh, that's so much better. Look at that guy. There's those guys in the front seat there. My focus is definitely working. Yeah. So here's the guy in the seat. The Princep. Looking good. I don't know if they actually have a color they're supposed to be worked in, but I made him look like an Imperial Guardsman commander. That's the inside of the Titan as it sits right now. There's a servitor here. Sorry, there. And there's another one over here. These are all cleaned up, ready to go. Looking good. Yeah. The light helps a whole lot. A whole lot. All right. So again, there is an open chair. I'm not sure why. I guess it's just for aesthetics. You can kind of switch the two of them out in the headpiece. It's weird that the empty seat actually fits in the head part a little better than the other one. Though they actually look like they're the same piece for the most part. I don't know. It's weird. It's one of those weird resin things, I think. So there you go. So we're washing out some of the stuff. We're going to make it look a little dirty, make it a little look messed up. Here's our, let's see if I can get the light better on this thing. That's our altar of corn. I don't know why I put my hand up. It's too freaking big. Okay. That's that one leg. This joint is going to go onto this guy. Again, focus up here a little bit. Looks a little better with the light. There we go. Now you're working nice for me. And we did get all the struts on here. They look really cool. These struts make the model. I'm telling you. From not being on just a day ago, 2 days ago, something like that, to them being on now, very cool. Changes the whole dynamic of the model. Even the ones up here, there's ones in the groin area. Just changes the whole look of the model. It's really, really cool. So we're going to try and lubricate some of these pivot points here to make them look a little dirty. Because if you work with anything mechanical, you'll know that grease comes out of everywhere. Even the people that are working on it. Let's see. According to the lore, the crew consists of 2 princeps, 2 moderati, the junior officers, 6 servitors, 2 tech priests, 4 servo skulls, and I thought the Marines were the masters of the clown car. Yeah, ain't no joke. The real question is, even with that little on-ramp for the crew compartment, how they still get in that thing? They still need a step ladder to get into this thing. It's not like they can just open the hatch and walk in, right? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Definitely being a big fan of this. Someday I'll have to get my own. Or bigger. Or get my 3D printer to actually do something. That would be nice too. I get my 3D printer to print myself some stuff. I know I wouldn't be an OG or not OG, but an official Titan owner, but I haven't been official on much stuff in my life, so why start now? Some of these with this plate in the way, this main plate in the way, getting these pistons behind it. Whoo, buddy, that was not fun. Yeah, I saw something that some of the Titans were back up on Forge on GW's page for Forge World, or Warhammer's page for Forge World. I don't know how, again, it's one of those things where I should probably get that information and look it up right away. And I always forget about it until I need to talk about it, and then I have to look it up anyways. The chaos ones. Yeah, the chaos ones are back up on the page. So you can get some of the chaos ones if you're looking for the chaos ones. I don't know. I'm more of a good guy. Don't let the rubric Marines fool you. I'm more of a good guy. I mean, technically Magnus did nothing wrong, so it's okay. But yeah, I'd like to see plastic kits for these would be kind of cool. I wonder how much they would change from this design to a plastic kit. I mean, I'm just wondering about the rigidity of it, or if it would be posable at all, or if it would be like just a bigger version of the Redemptor Dreadnought, where you could swap the legs around to change different pose. Give you that false idea of movement. Yeah, just could do that. That would be kind of cool. Though, either way, a plastic kit would be amazing. That's all I got to say. There's a lot of stuff here that just kind of... There's a lot of things in here that shows its age. You can tell that it's kind of an older model, an older kit. Or maybe it's just the hang-ups of resin or whatever, but there's some things you can just tell, like there's a lot of stuff that feel like they're missing detail, or they're missing the ability to change things to make it more universal. You know what I'm saying? And I wish they could really turn the corner on that. Okay, so that's kind of true. Um, I'm kind of more chaos. I have dark angels. They're not chaos at all. They're the first and only. Not Tanith, but they're the first legion. um, Thousand Suns. I did start the first campaign that I played my Imperial Guards, and I played them as Traitor Guard, with demons as allies. So, yeah, you know, I try to be the good guy. I guess I just chaos all the way, anyways. I just want to be the good guy. Nobody lets me be the good guys. Yeah, I am. I do. I do like my. It's all hand sculpted. The new stuff is all sculpted virtually. Yeah, I know. I know. I do know that. Like I said, I'm like, there's just some of the stuff where I'm like, that could be better. This could be better. I could see where this could be better. I, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this isn't a gorgeous model. Um, I'm just saying, compared to some of the newer kits, not the not necessarily the new kits, but the newer kits, the attention to detail in some of the stuff is night and day. I mean, there's just so much stuff that's nicer, um, better detailed, I guess. It's the words I'm looking for. I really just think that, there's a lot of stuff that could. Is it correct there? All right, we need to fix that. I think by washing it, I just found a crack in the resin that I didn't see before. All right, well, we're going to fix that. Yeah. Well, that I don't want to show off. Crisper. There's a good word for it. Everything's a little crisper. All the details are just a little more genuine. All the attention to the little details is just so much better. I think that it could be nice and clean. It could be just that little more attention to detail. I mean, this, again, for the time, like all the little hatches and stuff underneath, again, like the struts kind of pull that thing together really, really, really well. I'm so glad that they included that in the kit. The All the little struts and stuff like that. It makes such a dynamic and cool looking model, and real looking. Again, like I work with mechanical things all day long, so seeing stuff that, I mean, some of it's obviously over exaggerated so that it looks cool, but some of it is realistic. Like, I could see why an engineer put a strut there, because it would help balance stuff. Now, I'm going to say on your super large war machine, and I'm just going to pull a model out here for reference. Of course, it's too low. But for somebody that's going to come up at the same height, like he's going to chop at that strut and take the whole monstrosity down. Just saying. It's not really a safety feature. I mean, they do have void shields. I'm not discounting that. I mean, we're talking like AT-ATs, you know what I'm saying? Like a good rope and we could take these suckers down. A couple of teddy bears in the woods, you know? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know it's an old model, and it really does hold up perfectly well. Don't get me wrong. I really think it's amazing. It looks really nice, really, really nice. I'm just saying I guess back to my original statement is like, I would love to see what they're going to do with a plastic kit. Like, I think there's just so much room for improvement, so much attention that detail they can put into the damn thing. I think they could really do just a gorgeous, gorgeous job. But I guess that's one of the reasons why we collect Warhammer, though, isn't it? Because we're always just waiting to see what the next cool model is that comes out. Even if it's not for an army that we paint or play or whatever, like just seeing the new models that come out. Then, when like Dante came out, or I mean, I play Dark Angels, but when like the Lion came out, like that was such a cool, impressive model. All the Demon Primarchs, when they came out initially, they were such cool and inventive models. The Death Guard Terminators are such awesome looking miniatures. Like the Death Shroud Terminators, they're such cool models. Like, I can't imagine not having them on the battlefield in a Death Guard army at this point. And not just because they are really cool units, but just the look of them. They are like quintessential for Death Guard at this point. Even like Sanguinary Guard or especially, I mean, some people don't like the newer ones, but like the original ones were amazing. The new ones are good. They just didn't have the wings that the other ones had, and people got upset. But we're not focusing on that. Like, the idea behind the model itself is just such a cool thing. That new Weird Boy that they keep previewing. What a cool model. I don't even play orcs, and I'm like, oh, that's a really cool model. I want that model. Wazdaka, he's pretty cool too. The new Yarrick model. I mean, same pose, built up. I mean, they really didn't do a lot to change the model itself, except make him standard for the way the new edition looks. They upsized him a little bit. I don't know necessarily why, because he's still a human, but I get it. Like, he's the hero of the Imperial Guard. He should be a little bigger. Like, all those things, like all those cool models that are coming out, and just want to have them all. Those freaking Nemesis Claw models. Right. Codiez was a hot mess. I'm not going to lie about that. But again, that's one of those things, like, if you took out the last generation of model, how bad is it really? If we didn't have the last generation of Codiez, which was just epic, would this guy really be that bad? with no context. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Let me see here. Okay. Let me go down to. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. Here's the Imperium. Huh? Eisenhorn. Yeah, see, there's Codiez. Let me see if I can bring this up here real quick. Share screen. All right, so here's Codiez in all his grandeur. I mean, really, when you look at it, if you have nothing to compare it to, he's really not. Yeah, I mean, he's got the weird fat armor. Silver body screwy. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest problem is I think he's got like overbuilt armor. Like it's supposed to be power armor, but they forgot what power armor looked like. But I mean, again, like in the same respect, I'm just gonna blow this up a minute, and you can follow me on my journey here. If you go to the Custodes and go into what's the new guy's name? Not that guy. Not that guy. Not that guy. This guy. Like this guy is looks like somebody hit him on the head and crushed him cartoon style. Like he's just not that impressive looking for what it should be one of the highest ranking in Terran military. He kind of just looks like short. It looks far too dwarf-like. I guess that's the best way to put it. Like I feel like they kind of messed him up a little bit. But I mean, the detail on him is freaking cool. Like the lightning bolts on the armor, the super huge belt buckle, all the detail, the Inquisition symbol on his greaves, the shield, the cool weapon. I think that all looks really neat. I mean, he's a shield captain, and they're charging $43 for him. I can't say that he's my favorite model though. He kind of disappointing. I mean, especially when you go back to. Hold on, let me blow this up here real quick. Like this guy. All right, so never mind. He's a horse. He's the Forge World one. Where's the other shield captain? The regular guy. I mean, like Trajan's pretty awesome. This guy's really cool. Blade Champion. Like I think he looks really cool. I mean, yeah, oh yeah, the 30K custodes are awesome, and yeah, I sure hope so. I just think, I mean, if you want to compare apples to oranges, I think that this new Shield Captain that came out was a bigger disappointment than than Cody is. Again, I think Cody is a little out of balance. Probably not the best sculpt, um, but he is an Inquisitor. He's a regular human with what he looks like he should be power armor, um, which, you know, for all we've seen out of power armor so far, I'm surprised that um, they did power armor so fat and chunky. I'm guessing there was probably somebody in the studio that just thought, well, this is a regular guy wearing power armor. He should have chunky armor. And I don't really think that that was the right choice for that. Sometimes the rule of cool is better than the rule of realistic. And that's all I'm going to go with. So, I mean, even like, so I'm just throwing some wash on the bottom. Look at the toes on this thing. The toes are freaking amazing. They didn't need to put toes on that model. Look at the toes. Seriously. Like, just the fact that they put that detail in there is such an amazing part. I'd like to shake the hands of the guy that sculpted this thing, or the team, because I'm sure it was more than one person. I really would. They really did a bang up job on this. 23 years ago, you're talking about 2020. Oh, 2003. That's a long time ago. I remember 2003. I was young and in love, and all those wonderful things that happened in your youth. I was working a job I liked and went out with friends all the time. That was before kids. Not that I would give them up for anything. Though I'd give a dime if I could get them to clean up their stuff when they're done. Even now, like, I have my stuff I brought down here. I have a paint rack here and a paint rack here Logan was using. But I wouldn't give it up. The fact that he enjoys painting and having a good time and playing Warhammer and stuff like that fills my heart. And speaking of which, we play D&D on weekends, and we record that on YouTube too. And if you're interested in that, we are at Lake Clan Legends. We do stream Sunday afternoons. I would love to say Sunday mornings. I would love to say Sunday morning, but that would be a lie. So we stream Sunday afternoons, and play D&D, and we have a really good time with that. So if you're interested in D&D, you can definitely check that out. If you're not, sometimes we play Warhammer on there too. So trying to get them to actually get kill team stuff together. But right now the end of school year stuff is a lot for them. So being in the number of clubs that they're in and stuff like that, um, it's tough. It's tough to get the games in them when we want to play. And, even when we do play something regularly, it is hard because they're tired from their long weeks and stuff like that, and their clubs and all that. So, but we definitely do try to get as many games in as we can. And like I said, once I get 11th edition in my hands, we're going to do some videos. Logan already agreed to help me out. I'm sure Michael will too, but he didn't make any commitments yet. So we're going to do how to play videos, stuff like that. Probably a lot of we're going to record offline and then upload them. So that will help with our getting a couple more videos up. I think once we actually get a solid date, I want to try and take some vacation, maybe that week or the week after, so we can build models and paint models and digest all the rules and get all that stuff in so we can figure it all out. I do know that all the codexes are going to be usable. I don't know if they're useful, but they'll be usable on day one. I don't know how that will change in the future, but we're going to hope everything just kind of levels out. So I think that's going to be one of my vacation weeks this year. So we're going to take that, and we're just going to take time off and learn some stuff, paint some models. I have an orc army in 40K, not just the one that my brother left up here, which I never wanted to paint because they were his, but I think we're just going to add them to what we got and go from there. So that's about what I got for today. Just going to use up this little bit of wash here, and I think we'll just get off for the night. We'll have to hoping Joe would have showed up so I could show him everything. We'll do a quick show of everything again before I get off here. I wonder if I should do that in the gold too. I probably should. This is why I like just doing a little wash on stuff, because it definitely tells me some of the stuff that maybe should be interconnected that I didn't see that was interconnected. Yeah. Maybe I should fix that then too. All right. Let's knock out what I can on this leg. Set that one aside. I think I got everything on here. Looks like it. Good for now. So, anything that you're working on out there in the universe? Jeff, anything you're working on? Anything good? Space Wolves? Non-Space Wolves? See if I can do these toes real quick. It's a problem. Hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. coming up. Just the Inquisitor. That's right, you got your Inquisitor in the mail. Very cool. Yeah, finish up this little bit here. My wash isn't going to go quite as far as I want it to. I think those are supposed to go in there. I think I found where some of the struts go. So I don't know that there's that many of those, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's like 12 of them, though. I don't know about that. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I have the Inquisitorial Henchman as well. I glued them all together. I don't have a Chimera form to go in yet, but I mean, I have Chimeras to use, but I don't have one specifically for them. We're going to put a little bit more in here so I can finish this up. Hate to be halfway through a piece. We were just working on this lately, trying to get caught up, get this done. Like I said, I got some Star Wars stuff to work on once I'm done with this. And my other project, which again I'll be sharing with you guys once this is done. I think you might know, Jeff. I don't want to tell everybody else. But I did already record that video, so I'm hoping that it's not too far out of date, some of the stuff that I said, because right before I got this shipped to me is when I recorded the video for that. So we're going to hope that old Forge World Inquisitor doors for that Chimera that I picked on years ago. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That definitely decks them out. I always like those. All right, we really don't need to do that. Let's go in here a little bit. My magic eraser, otherwise known as my thumb. Yeah, I got the battle box with the sisters in it when the Agents of the Imperium came out. So I do have some of those. I have the retinue. I have a squad of whatever they're called at this point. The basic troopers. I just did the ones. They're basically the RBDs. Okay, the guys with the shotguns. And I know there's two different ones, which is why I can't remember which ones that I modeled up. So they are glued up. I did get just a little while ago too. I picked up the Combat Patrol for the Astra Militarum, the one with the horsies in there. So them I still have to build yet. I built some of them, but those come with Aquilons. Hey, it's Joe. Hey, Joe. Well, good. I was just about to check out, but I wanted to show you what I got so far. Doing good. Keeping busy. Yeah, there's three differences. The one with the melee ones, which I didn't do. I did the ones that were also the kill team. It's coming. It's coming. So here's the foot. I was just doing some washing. So we got the legs all done. Still got to finish the lava base, but I got the undercolors done. Did some washing out. So I set that aside. I'm sure what you want to see at this point. Let's throw it together here. That is the body. Sorry about that. That's the body itself. So I got that nice midnight blue. I got a good, I know it doesn't come up as good as I want to. A little bit of a star pattern in there. And I keep going the wrong way. I'm going to muddy up the underside a little bit just so it's not plain. The head is actually right here. So that's the insides. Come on. You focused for me so much better before. On the top, as you want to see that. There it is. I think it came out really good. I'm really, really happy with the colors and stuff. I really stuck with that real nice dark blue. Come on, focus for me. I know. Cameras are meant for the distance that they're meant to be at. I have been doing lots of pictures. I've been putting them on some. Well, my hardest part is getting stuff from pictures to post. So pretty basic. I just went with a nice silver cap on there for the arm part, and then a gold eagle with a red T. I like the red T. I've been putting some of them on the Facebook page, pictures and stuff like that, and I'm going to start rolling them all over. I apologize. I'm just not great at this stuff. I'm so working towards it though. Trying to get this thing done. This cargo thing, access the crew compartment door. I think if it's okay with you, I think I'm just going to put this up into the body and glue it into place. Because it looks like you can either glue it up into place or you can put struts on it and have it hanging down. Obviously, your option, but I think the best thing to do would be to put it into place. I don't know that there's really an option to do both. But I can get you with an email on that for sure, and we can talk about that. That's the compartment on top. That's going to go on top of the body here. Obviously, there's that grate that goes on top. Kind of wish the grate that they gave you with the thing was not so constraining, because I really like the detail that I put into that. Let's see. And then that, of course, is the inside of the model. That's pretty much washed up, cleaned up. All the details look really good. A little bit of detail that I want to throw onto the back yet, just to make it stand out a little bit more. Though I don't want anybody, I don't know how much detail I want to put to the back of the thing, because you're only going to see it coming at you, right? And then I got the two weapons, which still need dry brush and detail. I'm hoping at this point that, well, this is definitely going to be the last paint video with it in. So I'm hoping within the next week, everything's going to be done. I'm hoping within really hopefully by the end of the weekend, I'm going to have everything up and done and ready to go. That's the plan at this point anyway. So got to finish up the turbo laser destructor, got to finish up the details on this, the Vulcan Mega Bolter, and then to be honest with you, I want to glue it all back together. And then again, like, I have another question that I'm going to drop at you as far as the hoses and connections. A lot of these hoses and connections are going to be fit one way. Whether I'm going to, you want me to cut them and put them into place, or if you want me to leave them off so that you can fit it and mold it the way you want to. I can go either way. Obviously, it's going to take me a little bit longer to finish these. I can paint them, but if we mold them afterwards, after we paint them, it might split some of the paint. Okay. All right. Then I'll have to get with you a little bit as far as posing, make sure that we get the right poses. And I want to see if I can get the weapons. Do you want the weapons stationary and in place then? Because some of these hoses go for... Okay. Okay. I want them in detail as possible. Okay, we can do that. So, yeah, I was just a little concerned about just painting them up, washing them up, just in case you wanted a specific pose or something like that. But I can, when I get to that point, I'm kind of saving these for last so that I can get all the details done. And then what we can do is... I'll send you a picture of the way I think it's supposed to be posed. Obviously, I'm going to put the legs back together so that we have that. So because that'll be a basic, because you already had that set. Fix that leg joint, get that all back together. And then once I get the body back into shape, then we can put the guns. I can pose the guns and take pictures and see which ones you like a little bit better. And then we can go from there. All right. So, yeah, we're going to get these done and in place. I'm hoping, because these come off the back for the guns, they come off the back and go into the body. They go into here. There's two little holes. You can see them on this side, rather. What I would like to do is get them all in place, get it set, and then ship it to you. And then if you want to do the final glue, just so they don't come apart in shipping, if you can do the final glue, you'll be able to kind of pose those two tubes and the bulbs in place, and then you can just do a final glue. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna make it look good. I can guarantee you that. So my hopes is if everything goes well, I'm gonna have everything up to assembly, and then by the end of the weekend. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So if you want to do final glue, that'll be perfect. And you can send me the pictures. That would be great. But I'll get everything else posed up and in place, and I think everything will look good. All right. So I have to check out tonight because I've got to get to work in the morning. But thanks for stopping in. I'll send you an email with some of the pictures. I can get some better pictures and get you an idea what you like. No problem. I'm really, really, really enjoying the model, and it's going to be, it's almost going to be sad to see it go. So I hope you enjoy it once you get it back. All right. I thank you. And I'll email you probably tomorrow tomorrow's Friday or Saturday with some updated pictures. And then, of course, you can share them out however you want and I'm going to try and get pictures up so I can do shorts, but I've been avoiding the computer time so I can get paint work done, but I'm going to get stuff up. It'll all be up soon. So thanks, man. Anybody that did watch, I want to thank everybody for watching, stopping in, chatting while I was painting. And this is Todd from Table Ready Painting, and we're here to help you and your models become table ready. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.